Hello, my name is Balogun Abdulmumeen Abiodun. I graduated from the Department of Petroleum Engineering at the University of Ibadan. My state of origin is Kwara State. Okay, due to the course I wanted to study petroleum engineering, I had only few options to choose. Most of the schools offering the course are in the South South. The only two schools I knew that were in the Southwest that I could study the course was University of Lagos and University of Ibadan. My dad has advised me to choose University of Ibadan because it's Nigeria's premier university and because of the reputation it has. And also, my dad has a friend who is a lecturer at the University of Lagos who also is in the Faculty of Engineering, Chemical Engineering to be precise, and his advice was for me to pick University of Ibadan. So, getting an advice from someone who is from Unilag to pick University of Ibadan over Unilag to study petroleum engineering gave me the assurance that I was making the right choice when I chose University of Ibadan. Well, my experience was a very great one because looking back now, I have developed myself in a lot of ways. Apart from academically, I've also been able to develop skills that would be useful for me outside school. I've been able to develop myself a lot in terms of my communication skills, interpersonal relationship, and a lot of other things. I see UI as a place that would let you learn a lot of things, not just academically, like we say. When you graduate from UI, we want you to be worthy in both character and learning. So UI is a place that has taught me a lot of things. There were good days, and there were some other days that weren't so good. I just had to keep on moving. So there were days that were tough. There were days that were good. I had, but mostly I had a good experience during my time in UI. I had a lot of achievements. I had days where I felt like giving up too, but my parents always encouraged me to keep on moving, and I'm glad I never gave up at any point. And now I'm happy that I finally completed my time at UI. Yeah. Okay, so for my most challenging moment, it was in my second semester in 300 level. So that semester, I had health issues throughout. I had to go to the hospital like almost every week. I missed classes. I didn't have the energy to study. And eventually, it's affected my performance drastically that semester. So I had a CGPA of 3.94 at the end of my 300 level first semester, but at the end of second semester, my CGPA dropped to 3.85. So second semester 300 level was a very challenging moment for me. But I actually learned lessons during that time. So I learned how to overcome difficult times. I was able to actually recover from it in my 400 level because I faced a similar experience, even though it wasn't as intense at 300 level. I still had health issues in 400 level, but my performance was much better in 400 level because I learned how to adapt to different situations I found myself in. So as for the fun moments, there were a lot of fun moments for me actually. Apart from the fact that I was always at the top of my class throughout my stay in school, I also had the opportunity of representing the school at several competitions, both at national level and international level, and I won the competitions. I represented UI at the Huawei ICT competition, both at the national level, the regional level, that is Sub-Saharan Africa, and also at the global level in China earlier this year, where we won the first prize, me and my team. I also won Society of Petroleum Engineers Petro Quiz twice. So one was held at Wari. The other one was also held at University of Uyo. Um, I, alongside other members of my department, represented the school, and we won the competition twice. So there were a lot of fun moments for me, uh, which will always be a core part of my memory of my stay in UI. Okay, so I graduated with a CGPA of 3.86 on a scale of 4.0. I have to say that maintaining it is not an easy task. It's easy to start with a good CGPA because 100 level was quite easy if you had a solid background from secondary school. So, but as we moved on, 200 level came with its own challenges because we were introduced to engineering courses, advanced courses. It was quite different from 100 level. You had to adapt quickly and you had to intensify a lot more effort because 100 level the questions were mostly multiple choice. So 200 level was quite a different experience, and from there on, we had a lot of complex and advanced courses. So adapting to the new changes wasn't an easy task, but I'm glad I tried my best and it paid off in the end. Okay, so my advice to students, I have a number of them. So one of the advices I always give people is you should learn when to say no. So don't try to just live your life to please people. So you have to evaluate every decision you make. Ensure you're making the right decision. Don't just do it because that's what people want you to do, or don't yield to the pressure of what people expect from you. Always do what you think is right for you. So take your time, avoid things that will distract you from attaining your goals. Learn to say no whenever it's necessary. I'm not saying you shouldn't partake in other things apart from academics. Like also mentioned, I did a lot of other things apart from academics, and I learned a lot of skills. I attended events that were necessary to broaden my horizon and to learn more about the world. So you should take your time to actually do all these things, but learn to prioritize what matters most, which is your academics while you're in school. Um, okay, one of the things I would like to the school to improve on is the accommodation. So, especially for Stellites. So there is guaranteed accommodation for fresh students and also finalists. But all the way in between, a lot of people just tend to either squat with some friends in some of the hostels, or some people have to go off campus because they don't have a place to stay in school. And another thing I would like to advise is I think it would be good if students see their CA scores before their exam. I think it would help them to know their level of preparation, and you let them to learn from their mistakes. So even if they can get their scripts, I think it will let them learn from mistakes, because a lot of people might make certain mistakes during the CAs and will still repeat the same mistake in their exams just because they don't even know that this is what they did wrong. So I would encourage the management to allow students to see their CA scripts.